Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, your channel on YouTube for everything PSG in English. We are back. And my God, do we have something nice to talk about today? PSG trounces Toulouse. I think there's no other way of saying it. Beats down Toulouse, puts them into the ground 6-3 in Toulouse last night. And I've missed saying that in the past couple of games, but I'll say it again. What a game, what a game, what a game. That was a really good one. Honestly, like really, really interesting. Really great to see our players at this level. So we're going to go into a little bit of a debrief and hit like all of the key points of the game to note and keep in mind. First things, like I said, 6-3 with goals from Joao Neves at the 7th minute, Barcola at the 9th, Joao Neves again at the 14th, Dembele at the 31st, Cresswell for Toulouse at the 37th, and then in the second half, Dembele again 51st, Joao Neves again 78th, and then at the very end of the game, Boho for Toulouse at the 89th, and then Vosa straight after that on the 90th plus 1 minute. So really like a game that could very well have ended 6-1, if not for a little bit of relaxation going on at the end of the game. 3 goals for Joao Neves, well, an amazing one, and we'll talk about this. 2 goals for Dembele, both on penalty, and we'll talk about that as well. And then 1 goal for Barcola, going behind enemy lines and doing what he does best, the shot to the side, scoring our second one. Literally after 15 minutes, we were already 3-0 up. So it's a game that not only we thoroughly dominated, but we managed to simplify for ourselves. And I think that's a really key thing. If I think of the games against Nantes and Angers, both of them we win 1-0. Both of them, like, we leave the other team alive all the way to the end of the game, and like we don't kill all of their hopes, and so we don't really make the game easy for ourselves like we did here. Because even if Toulouse played like a relatively interesting game, actually, from the 15th minute onward, it's very clear that they're not going to be winning these games. They're not going to get a draw in these games. They're going to get a defeat, and so it was. So really interesting for us. And yeah, it feels like, not quite the PSG of last season, not quite peak PSG just yet, but this might be like the kickoff of our season, the real start of the season. Definitely a large improvement versus what we've seen against Angers and what we've seen against Nantes. And so, yeah, so a really good step forward, and hopefully a game that we can use as a measuring stick, so that when it comes to our next game, we've got something to compare them with. And even for the players, they remember how it feels to really dominate a game and do the job well. So yeah. First thing I wanted to note, man of the game, obviously, like Mr. Joao Neves, high in the sky, literally. He had 3 goals in this game, and my God, what goals did he have? The first 2 goals are actually like fairly similar. Both of them overhead bicycle kicks from Joao Neves. I'll say this again, 2 of them, twice in the area of Toulouse. 2 times he gets the ball on his chest, lifts it with his chest, and then overhead kicks. 1 time to the left of the keeper, 1 time to the right, and yeah, both of them in the middle of the Toulouse defense. Both of them amazing. Honestly, we might have settled the Puskas price of the most beautiful goal for next year already this season. I think both of them are pretty amazing. Both of them come from set pieces as well. No, sorry, the first one comes from a set piece. Where we actually have Dembele taking a corner kick. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. The first one is, sorry, I'll backtrack. The first one is a free kick, which gets like passed around and shuffled around in the area. Toulouse cannot seem to clear it very cleanly. And so it comes back. Dembele, I think, misses his shot at this point, and it comes back to Joao Neves, who's got his back to the goal. And like I said, he gets it on his chest, leaves the ball with his chest, and then boom, overhead kick, goes to the left. And yeah, like not far from the post as well, in between, I think, 2-3 defenders. So really like fairly precise as well. I mean, obviously, like it's hard to say because part of it is really skillful. Part of it is probably a bit lucky. But it really like not only does the overhead kick and does it right, but it puts it exactly like in the area where there's not going to be a Toulouse defender to counter it, where there's not going to be in reach of the goalkeeper. So it's really, really well done. And then his second one, Dembele is playing a corner kick on the left, and they're playing it short, they're passing it around on the left. The ball progressively comes back to the right, where Hakimi does a 1-2 with Beraldo and then like crosses back to the middle. The ball is actually countered by a Toulouse player, so it goes very high up and comes back on Joao Neves, who once again like controls it with his chest and boom, overhead kick. This time on the right. Really, really amazing. Really encourage you guys to find highlights or find the videos of them if you haven't yet, because yeah, really beautiful goals. And so yeah, that's the first 2 goals of Joao Neves. The third one in the 78 minute, I want to say, something like this. Where was it? 78 minutes. So the third one on the 78 minute, it's actually a long-range effort from the entrance of the area. A really, really nice one, actually. Like, I was amazed. It shows like a player who's really fully confident of his game. The ball comes to him. I think it's Mbaye who misses something, and so it gets cleared a little bit by Toulouse, but not entirely. So it comes to Neves, and he's running towards the area, and he takes his shot. No control, no like first touch to the ball, just as it goes, and rifles it in like to the top corner of the goal. A really amazing one, like a really strong shot, without thinking, without like, you know, overdoing it, just boom. Yeah, amazing. The rest of the game, I thought he was obviously like, Joao Neves is so precious to have in this team. He's got such high mobility. He does a lot of job in terms of pressing the opponent, in terms of getting the ball back when we lose it. He's projecting into the area as well. So he's very, very precious to have. I didn't think it was his best game by any means, if we set aside the goal, which obviously take his game all the way to the sky, like I said. But yeah, for the rest of it, I think we've seen him be a little bit more cutting in terms of managing to get the ball back, and also like a little bit more available in the passing and making sharper runs into the area. I'm really being difficult here because he had a good game by any means. I'm not saying he had a bad game or anything like that. Like, he had a good game. It just wasn't like the amazing games that we've seen him do a few times. But definitely ramping up. It's only his second game this season as well, because he was suspended for the first 2 games. So it's only his second game. He played the full game as well, the full 90 minutes. He seems like physically pretty ready for it. I mean, he's still ramping up like all of them, but he seems to be at a good level already. And so yeah, so like really good signs for him. He's going to go with the Portuguese squad now, and hopefully that's the players that we're going to get back at full peak level after the international break. Then, going back to the game itself, 3 key things I wanted to note and take away. First one, PSG back in shape. I think, the past couple of games, 2-3 games, even with the one against Tottenham, we've been trying to ramp up our fitness level. Obviously, we know we had a very short break. We didn't have much of a summer prep. So those first few games were really here for that. I think it was very clear that this game we're getting a lot better. You see it in terms of, just like the physicality of the players, the runs that they make, the impact that they make, but also like how successful they are technically. So there were large portions of the game where we're just passing the ball around and really like the ball goes from one end to the field to the other, and our players were technically very precise, not missing many passes, not missing many controls, really like accurate and sharp. And so it really shows that that the physicality is getting in. Obviously, we get 2 goals scored against us at the very end of the game, so there's still a little bit of work to be done there. I don't know if it's physicality or just like, mentally we were just dropping off a little bit because we were at 6-1 with like 2 minutes to go. But yeah, we did concede twice at the end, so we do need to be a little bit sharper there. But yeah, physically it does feel like, we're getting better. And like I said, like you see it in a few players. You definitely see it in Joao Neves, but you see it in Nuno Mendes as well, who has a better game than even last time. You see it in Doué, who last game had a great 45 minutes. This time it's a great 60 minutes. You see it in Barcola, who's continuing to ramp up. Dembele didn't have the most amazing game. We'll touch on that, but like still, I felt like he was doing better as well. Tiny bit of injury at the end, so we'll have to see what's going on there. Even Hakimi, who didn't have the best of game against Toulouse, like was definitely sharper. So yeah, the team is ramping up. It's undeniable, and hopefully, like with the international break now, like when we can get back, like the team will be ready, and we're really kicking off the season now. Second point I wanted to touch on, penalties settled. So there was something I didn't even mention it because honestly I felt it was a bit ridiculous. But after Vitinha and Dembele, each of them like missing a penalties in the first 3 games of the season, there was a little bit of Twitter chatter of like PSG penalty shooters aren't good enough, and maybe we need to like give it to someone else, and like the players who take penalties will miss at some point. It's a statistical reality. Even the best penalty taker in the world never gets to 100% success. And if you remember Neymar, who I think is widely regarded as the best that we've had in the last 20 years, he's missed some. And he's missed some like pretty ridiculously given the way he was shooting them. So it's going to happen that we're going to miss them. It's not drama. Like in this case, it didn't even cost us any wins. So that's the way it goes. That said, on the offensive side, Dembele had 2 penalties. He scored them both with the inside of his foot, perfectly placed next to the post. High composure, high talent, perfect execution. So hopefully problem settled there. We didn't see Vitinha shoot one, but the fact that Dembele took both, he put both of them exactly in the same place. He didn't go for the top corner of the goal or anything, just right next to the post, to the left of the keeper. Perfectly, like I said, like perfectly executed, really like clean, sharp, amazing. And then on the other end as well, it was interesting because Chevalier came in, obviously this mercato window, and one of the things that we all said, and that even myself I said, is that let's be careful, because if you compare with Donnarumma, his penalty stopping is not as good as, and Donnarumma is widely regarded as probably like the best goalkeeper in the world when it comes to shooting, to saving penalties. And yet in this game, Toulouse has a penalty at the very end of the first half. They shoot it, they miss it, he stops it, he dives to his right and does a great save. Penalty isn't really super well taken, but still, like, he saves it very cleanly, very sharply. And then, like, the referee gets Toulouse to shoot again because some PSG players had gone into the area before the penalty was taken. So Toulouse gets a second chance. They pass it to another player because the guy who had shot the first one was like, yeah, I'm not going back there. So they go to another player who tries to shoot as strong as he can in the middle, and Chevalier stays there and stops it again. And so he saves essentially 2 penalties back to back, which is amazing. And like, you add that to the penalty shootout against Tottenham, where I think he saved one, and then one of the Tottenham player misses. It gives a lot of confidence, and it's great to see him do so well. I think it's probably like still not the strongest point of his game, but hopefully that's something where he's gonna now have a lot of confidence to take forward into the next one. It's gonna also like give him reasons to continue working on it and continue improving, and hopefully it's a weakness that he can turn into a strength, and some things that, you know, goes into the development that we said he needed to get to the level of a Donnarumma. And so, yeah, on both sides of the pitch, hopefully, like that penalty conversation is settled for now, which is great. And then, like the last point, which kind of dovetails into this, is really about our recruits ramping up. We didn't do a whole bunch of business this mercato window, obviously, but yeah, Le Chevalier had a relatively good game. Obviously, we get 3 goals scored on us, so it's not the best outcome for a goalkeeper, but he saved 2 penalty kicks, essentially. The first goal, he makes a great save, and unfortunately, the ball goes back to a Toulouse player. It's a bit of bad luck. It's a little bit of like, yeah, like could our defense have been better positioned? / can the goalkeeper be slightly more aware of his surrounding to try to push it towards one of our players? I'm really like trying very hard to find flaws there, because like that first save was pretty amazing, and it's like 99% bad luck. And then the second and third goal, like both of them, our defense is caught sleeping a little bit. We're at the 90th minute and we're 6-1 ahead. So yeah, like the second goal of Toulouse, he can't really do anything. The way the ball comes back, it's mostly down to our defenders, not really tracking back fast enough. And Fabian Ruiz, who was playing the Vitinha position, not coming back down quick enough. So that offers an opportunity that's really like an easy one for Toulouse to score on. The third one, I'm a bit more iffy at, because it's a similar situation where we lose the ball on the right. Hakimi doesn't really like manages to get the ball. Hakimi and Zabarnyi actually like don't manage to get the ball out cleanly. So the ball comes back to the entrance of our area, and a Toulouse player gets a shot completely unopposed at the entrance of our area. Puts him like right next to the post. It's very well placed. It's very well done. Ultimately, like it would have been an extraordinary save if he had made it. But it feels like if you're the goalkeeper of PSG, you know, once in a while you need to make an extraordinary save. This game he did the 2 on the penalty, so I'm not blaming him or anything. But hopefully he can learn to make those kind of save. And yeah, just like has that little bit of luck as well of being able to get to the ball. But yeah, definitely ramping up though. He was very clean with his feet. The passing from Chevalier was really, really great. Very confident. He finds the right passes, even under pressure from the Toulouse players. It's really an improvement versus what we had with Donnarumma, and that was very, very positive to see. And it's gonna get even better when he's more in tune with the way his partners are moving, so he can find the right lines of passes, because sometimes there's even better ones that might be open to him. And same thing for Zabarnyi, actually, who had a very clean game in defense, dominates his man in Gobo. He has a good game. He's strong. Not really anything to pin on him. The only thing that I took note of, and that's also, you know, part of the ramping up, is that so he was playing next to Beraldo, and we know Beraldo is like really amazing with his feet, and so very logically, the Toulouse attackers were trying to push for the ball to go back to the right side of our defense, so that the ball goes to Zabarnyi, and Zabarnyi has to be the one who makes the pass forward. And, you know, between Hakimi sometimes being very far in front of him and not necessarily tracking back in the right way, Joao Neves Vitinha being closed down, sometimes he had a bit of trouble like finding that right pass out of defense, and it created some turnarounds where Toulouse gets the ball back. Once again, I'm really like trying to find the little flaws here. But yeah, I'm hoping like as he continues to ramp up, he gets better at knowing where his partners are going to be and finding the right lines of passing so that we can move the ball forward without losing it. Because I think, you know, with Beraldo next to him, ultimately, like he has an opportunity to like try to pass it back to the left or pass it to Chevalier behind him, who are going to be better at finding the right pass. But if one day he makes it to the so-called first team and plays next to Patro, then there will be a lot more pressure on him to be able to move the ball forward from defense. And I think that's really like the point that where he'll need to improve before we can consider him to be a really really competitive versus Marquinhos to find a spot in the starting 11. So yeah, recruits at the boat game, both of them. Good game. And yeah, well, looking forward to seeing both of them continuing to ramp up. Anyway, that's kind of what I had for you guys on this game. 6-3 win against Toulouse, clean, sharp, efficient. We're top of the table. I do think we're probably I think Lyon and Strasbourg have a chance to move back ahead of us, but yeah, feeling pretty good. We're going into an international break now. The next game is against Lens, and I think it's on the 15th of September. So we'll have a lot of time to see it coming. We have the end of the Mercato, which is actually coming tomorrow. So I'll probably do, depending on how much activity we can see happening, either a video towards the end of the afternoon or a live if there's really things to discuss. I haven't really decided yet. So stay tuned. I'll probably post both on YouTube and on the social networks I've got, so the Twitter and Instagram. So keep an eye out for this. And in the meantime, please drop a comment here. Let me know how you felt about the game, and go check out the Joao Neves goal and tell me how great he is and how much we love him in the comments. Drop a like on the video, massively helps, and please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell. And don't forget, back from Toulouse, ici c'est Paris!